Hello and welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about earned value management system within the context of baselining, monitoring, and controlling the project. Here are the learning objectives. First one is we will learn how to describe earned value management system concepts and criteria. Second, we will also look at various earned value methods and talk about advantages and disadvantages of each method. We'll look at cost and schedule variances, estimated completion, EAC, latest revised estimate, and anything else that's related to these topics. Broadly speaking, earned value management system has the following these components. We can divide this in 5 categories. Organization, that's the first one. Second one is planning and budgeting. Third one is accounting. Fourth one is analysis and management reporting. And fifth one is revision and data maintenance, right? Let's look at these one by one. First one is within organization, we have the criteria includes WBS, OBS, work authorization, cost accumulation, cost and schedule integration processes, indirect and overhead costs, and finally, responsibility assignment matrix. So what is WBS or work breakdown structure? WBS involves breaking down the overall project into smaller, more manageable components or tasks or activities. The WBS serves as a hierarchical decomposition of the total scope of work. The total scope of work that we represent using project scope statement. WBS serves as a hierarchical decomposition. Yes, it's a graphical hierarchical structure. So we break down the total scope into progressively smaller chunks until we achieve that size that we can manage and we can assign some resources to that. And the lowest level elements of WBS are called work packages. What WBS helps us to help us organize and define the total work required to complete the project. Okay, so now let's look at organizational breakdown structure or OBS. OBS defines the organization's structure concerning the project. OBS links the project tasks from the WBS to the organizational units responsible for completing them. So basically, it's a mapping between WBS elements and organization resources. It's basically assignment of responsibilities. Third one is about work authorization and cost accumulation processes. What is this? This involves setting up processes for authorizing work on the project and tracking associated costs. Work authorization ensures that work is performed as planned, while cost accumulation processes track expenses, ensuring they align with the project budget. Work authorization processes, they involve the formal approval to start work on a specific task or project activity. It ensures that tasks are only initiated when properly authorized. Usually, when a change request is initiated and change request is approved, and the work corresponding to authorized changes is done through work authorizations processes. So this process of work authorization, as I said before, allows only the work to be done when it's properly authorized, signing the work with the project objectives, ensuring the resources are used efficiently. Work authorization provides a structured way to manage and control project tasks, often involving documentation, approvals, and the assignment of resources. Cost accumulation process refers to method of collecting and recording all costs associated with a project or specific tasks. This includes direct costs such as labor and materials, as well as indirect costs like overhead. This process ensures that all expenses are tracked and recorded systematically, providing an accurate picture of the project's financial status and enabling effective cost control and budgeting. Establish a cost and schedule integration process. Let's look at what it is. This process involves aligning the project's budget with the schedule to ensure that costs are incurred as planned and within the project's timeline. It integrates the financial and time aspects of the project to ensure that the work is performed efficiently and within budget. Remember, project budget is a time-phased budget. It's important to understand project budget within the constraints of a project schedule. Different quantity of resources is used at different times across the project timeline. So the spending varies across project timeline. So before you can estimate project budget, you need to know the project schedule. Then you need to integrate cost and schedule. Next one is identify indirect or overhead cost structure. What it is? This entails recognizing the indirect costs associated with the project, such as overhead expenses. These costs are not directly tied to specific project tasks, but are necessary for overall project execution. So some examples of indirect costs for the project or the costs that are incurred on PMO, Project Management Office, because Project Management Office serves all projects within the organization, not only your project. Or if you are, let's say training and development department, procurement department, marketing department. These they provide services to everybody, including your project. When 100% of some costs are invoiced to the project, then they are direct costs. Next one is create the responsibility assignment matrix. This tool of a responsibility assignment matrix is used to assign project responsibilities to team members. It maps the WBS to OBS. Why? To define who is responsible for each task in the WBS, ensuring accountability and clarity in the project's execution. All right, so let's look at the next one. Category 2 of EVMS is planning and budgeting. And what criteria we have here? So criteria include the criteria include here include the following here: master schedule. We have milestones, key events, technical performance measures, establishing and maintaining time-phased budget baseline. We have management reserves, and we also have a contract budget base and total allocated budget. So let's discuss these one by one. So what is about creating the integrated master schedule? This involves developing a comprehensive schedule that integrates all the project's tasks, milestones, and dependencies. The integrated master schedule provides a time-phased view of the project's critical activities, ensuring that all aspects of the project are synchronized and progressing according to the pre-established plan. Second is about identifying milestones, key events, technical performance measures. This step includes defining critical points in the project timeline, such as key events and milestones, as well as establishing technical performance measures. These elements are essential for tracking the project's progress and ensuring that it meets its technical and temporal activities. Third one is about establishing and maintaining a time-phased budget. This process involves creating a budget that is aligned with the project schedule, ensuring that costs are distributed over the timeline of the project according to when they will be incurred. Maintaining this baseline helps monitor cost performance and ensures the project stays within its financial constraints. Fourth one is about identifying management reserves and undistributed budget. This involves recognizing portions of the budget set aside for unforeseen tasks in the form of management reserves and funds not yet allocated to specific tasks and to whom we call undistributed budget. These reserves provide a financial cushion to handle unexpected changes or challenges during the project. Risk contingency, basically. Last one is ensure that the contract budget base, CBB, is reconciled and total allocated budget with the total allocated budget, TAB. What is this? This step ensures that the total budget agreed upon in the contract, we call it a contract budget base, is aligned with the amount distributed to various project elements. We call it a total allocated budget. Reconciliation ensures consistency and accuracy in budget management, avoiding overspending or resource misallocation. Category 3 of Earned Value Management System, or EVMS, accounting. The first element is providing summary and detailed visibility of costs. This involves creating a clear and comprehensive overview of all project costs, ensuring that both high-level summaries and detailed breakdowns are available for review. Second is about establishing process for reporting material other direct costs and subcontractor costs. This means setting up a systematic method for tracking and reporting expenses related to materials, direct costs, and contractor fees, ensuring accuracy and consistency in financial reporting. The last one is about accounting of materials purchased. This requires maintaining a complete and detailed record of all the materials purchased for the project, including quantities, costs, and suppliers to ensure transparency and accountability. Fourth category of EVMS is analysis and management. This includes four elements here. First one is we talk about BCWS, BCWP and ACWP, and second bullet talks about explanation of indirect costs. Third one is about recovery plans, management actions, recommendations. Fourth one is talking about revised estimates like EACs, LREs, and let's talk about them in detail. The first one about BCWS, BCWP, and ACWP. This involves generating reports that compare the planned budget. BCWS is planned budget. The value of work actual that is actually performed, actually performed work. The BCWP is the work that is actually performed. Budgeted cost of work performed, BCWP, and actual cost incurred, that's ACWP, actual cost of work performed. So these are compared to identify any variances. We will talk more about that in coming slides about the variances. How about indirect costs? This means offering a clear and detailed explanation of costs that are not directly tied to a specific project activity, but are necessary to the necessary for the overall project. I gave you some examples before. It's the same examples, and there is another example of like we can include here is administrative costs, overheads. Okay, next one is about indirect recovery plans, management actions, and so on. So what it is, this entails developing and executing strategies and actions to address any issues or deviations from the plan, ensuring the project stays on track. Corrective actions, based on the variance. Last one is about revised estimates. This requires updating the project's cost and schedule estimates, right? We call them estimated completion, EAC, or latest revised estimate, LRE, based on current performance data and projections for future work. So at any given time, when we review the status of the project and we analyze the situation and see the historical trends, how the project has been doing to date, and based on the current status, assuming that the same situation prevails in the future, we forecast or project future, and that information is used for future planning of the project. I'm gonna elaborate on more on latest revised estimate term here, LRE. So LRE is an updated projection of the total cost required to complete a project. It takes into account the actual costs incurred to date and adjusts the remaining budget based on current performance and future expectations. Essentially, it is a more accurate forecast of the project's final cost, reflecting any changes or deviations from the original plan. The fifth category of EVMS includes revisions and data maintenance. And these are the criteria here. Change management system, we have a reconciliation and revision reports, and control and document changes. Let's briefly talk about those. Establishing change management system. This involves creating a structured approach to manage changes in the project, ensuring that all modifications are evaluated, approved, and implemented systematically. Second one is about reconciliation and revision reports. This means generating reports that compare planned versus actual performance and documenting any necessary revisions to the project plan to keep it aligned with the current realities. Third and last one is control and document changes. This requires maintaining a detailed record of all changes made to the project, including the reasons for changes, approvals, and the impact on the project scope, schedule, and budget. Now, let's look at we talked about the various components of earned value management system. Now, let's talk about various basic concepts related to EVMS. So, what is the earned value, first of all? Earned value is we can define this as some value that a project earns or acquires by virtue of project team spending time on the project or spending money on the project. Okay, so when we work on the project or we spend money on the project, we create some worth in the project we call earned value. This earned value management system helps us keep the project on schedule and on budget, because at any given time we can check whether the project is behind schedule or ahead of schedule or on schedule. Similarly, whether the project is spending more than supposed to, or project is spending less than that it can, or is spending just right. So the whole mechanism is based on comparing the actual values with actual performance with the planned performance, baseline performance. In terms of in terms of cost and schedule. So what this includes is cost and schedule baselines, actual changes in terms of actual status of schedule and budget both. So actual charges or expenditures for the cost for the budget, and actual schedule. Okay. And also third one is earned value. The baselines are planned values. Cost and schedule baselines, they provide planned values, and actual values, obviously they're actual. So because basically what an earned value management system does is it compares the actual performance with the budgeted or planned performance, and baseline performance is planned performance. And then third thing that it looks at is earned value. So what has been accomplished? Planned value refers to the work schedule, actually, the physical work, actual work that is scheduled. And so cost baseline or in schedule baseline, they both refer to the actual physical work schedule. And the approved budget, because the work schedule, so in both in terms of schedule and also the approved budget, because PV for the cost is approved budget, and for the schedule it is whatever schedule that means how long will take to for the entire project, and based on that, what is expected to be accomplished at certain time in the project. So we can have the relationship like a planned value is equal to physical work plus approved budget, because planned value, physical work, and approved budget. So it combines the both schedule and cost. Present value can be cumulative and can be current. Cumulative means everything up to the point of observation, and current means periodic for a given period. So here's the example here. Suppose you're working on a client server project and the part of the scope is for software design. The time frame is 5 months, and the budget for this scope is $15,000, resulting in a budget of $3,000 per month. So $3,000 per month means it's a periodic budget, right? Per period. And total time frame is 5 months. That is project duration. And budget for this overall scope is 15,000. We call BAC. The overall budget is called budget at completion, BAC. That's the 15,000. So you can see from this exhibit here, you have a per period, means per month cost budget is $3,000. As you can see here, January, February, March, April, May. And this dotted line is the time of observation, the time when we check the project status. So what is the present value here? Present value, periodic one. So when you say March, for March we have 3,000, but cumulative all the way up to end of March is 3,000 plus 3,000 plus 3,000, 9,000. So here it is. Okay. So 3,000 is a periodic budget for month of March. And cumulative means everything added together, January, February, March. So 3,000 plus 3,000 plus 3,000, we have a 9,000 present value. It's cumulative. So budget at completion is the overall budget of the project. And we know that that was 15,000. We call it BAC. It's a standard term used globally, industry-wide. This is the budget that is established when during the initial baselining of the cost. Actual cost is the actual cost of the work performed. So let's say this is a dotted line, okay? Whatever work is completed up to this point, and how much actually has been spent on that amount of work. That is called actual cost or actual expenditure. And this can be cumulative also. It could be current, could be cumulative. If we are talking only about a certain month, it is called periodic or current AC. If we are looking at everything up to a certain point, it's cumulative. Here's an example here. So this is a dotted line as a point of observation. We have PV, we have AC. We talked about PV already. I have AC now. So for January, actual cost was 1100, February 900, and in March we have 1200. So what is the current or periodic cost for actual cost for March? It's 1200, right? For February is 900. So since this is our point of observation, so what is the cumulative actual cost? 1100 plus 900 plus 1200. This amounts to be 3200. Earned value. So earned value is whatever we have accomplished. The worth of what the accomplished, what we have accomplished. That's the worth of that. So you quantify the worth. It can be cumulative, it can be current also, the way we saw before. Here's the example here. In this client server project example. So we already talked about PV and AC. Now EV earned value for January we have 800, for February we have 1300, for March we have 1000. And this dotted line is the time of observation, the data observation. Okay, and you can see that for March, the current or periodic earned value is 1000. Cumulative 800 plus 1300 plus 1000. That adds up to be 3100. Right? So we can summarize all these findings, cumulative as well as periodic, at the end of March. These. So we have cumulative PV, AC, and EV values here, and current PV, AC, and EV values at this dotted line. And BAC is that the original budget that given to us, 15,000 budget at completion. There are various methods for earned value determination. We have a fixed formula, we have a milestone weights, we have milestone weights with percent complete, units complete, percent complete, level of effort. Let's look at them one by one. Fixed formula. Fixed formula is a 0 or 100. So either nothing is earned when activity starts. Basically, when activity starts, there's nothing earned. At that time, we assume that nothing is earned and everything will be realized when the work is completed. Okay. 50-50 is 50% is earned when activity starts, but the balance is earned later at completion, on completion. Then there is a 25 or 75 rule here. 25% is earned as soon as the activity starts, and the remaining value is earned when the remaining work is completed. That's the fixed formula. Milestone weighing. So milestone weighing is when you have the broken WBS, work breakdown structure, you have milestones defined, and depending on actually what when you are looking at the status, and see what has been, how many milestones they have been completed. So in this example here, the project starts on January 7, and if this is just a milestone, because a milestone is a task of zero duration, so nothing has been earned, nothing is earned, nothing is, it's just a point in time showing that the project has started. The site inspection starts here. So site inspection completes by end of January. And we are looking at the status at end of January. So since the site inspection is completed and milestone value is 100, determined value already, so we have earned this value 100 right here. This is the only milestone we have in this exhibit that is completed by January 31st. So our earned value here is 100. Now, if we look at this time, March 31st, what is earned value at this time? What is current earned value? What is cumulative earned value? Well, here, if you see this here in this case, earned value, current and a cumulative, they're both 100 because there is nothing before that. This is the month of January, the first month. So current or periodic earned value is 100 and cumulative is 100 as well. But in this case, because we are at end of March and we have these three bars, see the three bars, they are already completed. You see the three milestones right here, diamond shapes. So the project has completed. There's a site inspection, which is 100 worth 100 value. And phase 1 is complete, which is 150. Then we also have phase 2 completed, 200 right here. So 200 plus, so no, actually, so 350, current value is 350. Oh, I'm sorry. The current value is 350 because current value is for month of March. In March, what happened? In March, there are two milestones here. There are two milestones in March: phase 2 completion and phase 1 completion. So we have 200 plus 150 gives us 350. That's the current earned value for month of March, right? In the month of March, we have two different milestones accomplished here. What's these values? This is, we are talking about the current or periodic value for March. But if we look at the cumulative value, we also have 100 before this. In February, there's nothing, but January we have 100. So 350 plus 100 is 450. That's the cumulative earned value by March 31st. Okay. So now look at the milestone weighing with the percent complete. So this method is used for long, the work packages with that those that last for long durations. Some work packages, they're either they are spread over elongated schedules, or depending on the work content, complexity of the work package. For long-term duration work packages, this is the method used: milestone weighing with the percent complete. Here's the example. So now look at the February 28th. So as of February 28th, so this is the February 28th is the date of observation here, right? What happened so far here? The current EV is 0 because in February, if you see that there's no milestone in February here in the schedule. It's January, March, and April. There's nothing in February. So current earned value for February is 0. But the problem gives us some value here. You say because it has been determined that you are 70% complete with the phase 1 design. Okay, it says that you can take credit for earning 105 of total 150. So 150, when everything is completed, is 150. But since you are at February 28, you have done some work already, because work is in progress. So you're taking credit for the partially completed work. And how much you're allowed to take credit for? 70%, which is equal to 105 in terms of numerical value. So 70% of total 150 gives you 105. You can claim that. So milestone weighing is 0, but milestone weighing with percent complete is, because this you can claim, is 105 by February 28. But you already have actually one milestone completed before that for cumulative, because this is for current. Cumulative, you have 105 plus 100 before that. So 100 is a milestone weighing for this, because you already have something in January, and you cumulatively you add the previous partially earned value to the 100, gives us a cumulative earned value as of February 28 equal to 205. Unit complete. So this example shows that you must install a total of 40 mainframe computers over 5 months. The number of units and the schedule to install them is listed below. So this is schedule January, February, March, April, May, 5 months. Okay, you have 5 months schedule. You have 40 computers to install. You have 10 in January, 5 in February, 7 in March, April, you have 11, and May 7. And the cost to install per unit is $1,000. So 1,000 times 10 is 10,000, and times 5 is 5,000, and so on. Right? So after the first month, here's after the first month. You are looking at the status after the first month, end of January. It says you install 12 computers, mainframes, and you are 30% complete. Okay, what is earned value? What is actual cost, and what is present planned value in this case? That's the question. So this is a unit complete method of earned value management. Okay, so based on what you see here, as you planned earlier, original plan says that you should have completed 10 computers by end of January. So this was like a planned before you started the project. So what is the planned value in this case? Because according to the plan, you could complete 10 computers. So 10 is a PV. But you actually completed 12 computers. No, that's what you have earned. That's the actual work you have completed. So your earned value is 12. And now actual cost, because cost per unit is 1,000 and you have actually installed 12 computers. 12 times 1,000 is $12,000. So actual cost is 12, right? So, I mean, actual units are 12, so actual cost is 12,000, right? And earned value is also 12,000, and planned value is because it's 10, right? 10 times 1,000 is $10,000. Subject to percent complete is where a subject matter expert determines the percent complete. So a percent complete is determined by control account manager or anybody else, any other subject matter expert. Now, example here for that is this. It says that the point of observation here is sometime in January. Before January is not even complete yet, so it's mid of January. So we have this project going on, and the first activity, site inspection, is supposed to complete end of January, but you are looking at the status in the mid of January. Well, work is not completed, so control account manager, who is a control account manager for this work, site inspection, uses best guess, and says that okay, we can claim 45% earned value here. So 45% of 100 is total, is 45, right? So the earned value as of January 15th is 45. Now, level of effort. Level of effort is related to the time spent. Okay, passage of time. So that's the basis of this this method. But one thing you should note here is that when you use level of effort, earned value is always equal to planned value. Earned value is always equal to planned value. I can see that exhibit here, PV in upper line and EV here. So PV, EV, see this, the values are equal. EV is equal to PV. When you use level of effort, EV is equal to PV. So what we do for performance management and forecasting, we need to know the health of the project or status of the project at any given time during the project timeline. You need to look at the variances. However, to forecast, you need efficiencies or indices. So variances and indices. Variances you need to know the status as of the day of observation, day and time observation. And you use that understanding to forecast future. Okay. So let's look at this detail. Performance management and forecasting. What we need to do. We have two different things to find out: variances and indices. Cost variance. The formula is earned value minus actual cost. Schedule variance formula is earned value minus planned value. Cost performance index is earned value divided by actual cost. Schedule performance index is earned value divided by planned cost. Now let's look at actually how we use these relationships to interpret the status and projection. So cost variance. The formula is CV is equal to EV minus AC. If the result is positive, okay, if it's positive is good, that means project is spending, project is under budget, spending less than what it could spend. If it's negative, that's bad. The project is experiencing overrun, means it's spending more than what it was supposed to spend. So here, the example you see this this exhibit here on this right hand side, this graph here. The formula for cost variance is EV minus AC, right? EV minus AC. This is 31st of January is the day, the line, so this line here shows the day of observation. So EV is like this green line and AC is a red line. So difference EV minus AC is a positive because 33,000 is a higher value than 32,000. Okay, so the difference is positive 749. So positive is good, basically. That means your project is spending less than what it could spend. Schedule variance formula is EV minus PV. If it's positive, it's good. The project is ahead of schedule. If it's zero, then it's on schedule. If it's negative, it's bad. Project is behind schedule. So to show that this is in this graph, you see, I mean, AC, EV, and PV are given to you, and the formula for SV is EV minus PV. So EV is 33,149, and PV is 38,269. So EV is lower, but so you are subtracting big number from a small number gives you minus 5,120, right? Which is negative. Negative is no good. That means your project is behind schedule. Okay, now we know that project is behind schedule, but is cost-wise is doing okay, is doing well. So now we have to find the efficiency so that we can use this value to project the future, plan for the future, forecast. So for cost purposes, we need to find cost performance index, CPI. CPI formula is EV divided by AC. Again, if this ratio is 100% or 1, right? That is okay, your efficiency is right. So you are spending the amount that you're supposed to spend as planned. If it's a greater than 1, means you are spending less than what you could spend. Greater than 1 is good, less than 1 is not good. Less than one means like you are spending more than what you were supposed to spend. So as you can see, there's two examples here, CPI 1.11 and CPI 0.83. 0.83 shows that this project is spending more than what you were supposed to. And CPI 1.1 is 1.11 shows that project is spending less than what it could spend. Now, in terms of schedule, see, SPI is EV divided by PV. Same logic here, actually. If it's greater than 1, project is behind schedule, which is good. If it's less than 1, project is behind schedule. So less than 1 means project behind schedule. Greater than 1 means project is ahead of schedule. If it's just 1, project is on schedule. So here, in these two scenarios here, we have 1.005 and 0.91. Less than 1 is not good. So 0.91 means the project is behind schedule. 1.05 means project is ahead of schedule, which is good. Estimated completion is based on the forecast. So you have, you know, your efficiencies, and based on, I mean, you have to make assumption that, okay, this is the efficiency as of the time of observation. If that trend continues until the end of the project, until the completion of the project, and what is the revised budget? We call estimate at completion, EAC. So EAC is revised BAC. So budget revised is EAC, estimate at completion. Okay, it's latest revised. It is called latest revised estimate. Okay. And the formula, you can say also EAC is equal actual cost plus estimate to complete. So EAC means you are at some time in the project timeline, and you are looking at the project status sometime during the project timeline. So you have already spent some money up to that point, which is AC, and the remaining portion of the project will spend money like equal to ETC, estimate to complete. So starting from the point of observation all the way to end of the project. So in other words, you can say EAC is equal to actual cost plus estimate to complete, right here. All right, so that was a deep dive into earned value management in the context of performance management, performance monitoring and controlling of the project with respect to the baselines. I hope you enjoyed this session, and it was worthwhile for you to listen to it. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll talk to you in another session some other day. Thank you.